Hello beautiful souls, and welcome back to my channel Soul Journey. My name is Beck Ahimsa, and today we have another tarot unboxing. I'm so excited for this tarot deck. I watched this tarot deck be created by its creator on Instagram, and as soon as I started seeing the art, I was like, I need this a part of my collection. So it's finally now available on Amazon. And so I was able to purchase it. I am so excited to open it up. This year of 2020 I'm just feeling this aliveness. Like there is a lot going on. There's a lot of energy going on the planet, and it can feel very hectic, but it's also very potent. And when you start really tapping into it in your authenticity, in your going with the flow, tapping into that abundance, it can really be really powerful. So very excited for this year. A lot's happening, a lot is shifting, and I'm just really excited to add more to my collection, to bring you more content, and just to revel in the amazing infinite abundance that is the universe we live in, and our reality, and the ability we have to create and expand and learn. And I'm just so excited to do this here with you and really come into a space with you. So very excited. So I'm excited to open this up. I have seen some people post about it. It's been out for a little while. But I did want to just give it more of a shout out because it is just one of the most gorgeous decks. And I'm just very excited to be finally having it in my collection. So I believe the author of this deck, wrote and illustrated it. So I'm very excited to show it to you. And it is the Light Seers Tarot. Oh my god. I am just, wow, this box is amazing. You can tell this was created by someone who does tarot, right? Like, I think a lot of the people who do decks do tarot, but like some of these people, you just like know. And this creator has published several decks. She's in the works of doing, I think she's finished it, but it's not out yet. It's called the Muse Tarot, I believe, which is a beautiful deck. But this is the one that just sang to my soul. Her name is Chris Ann. You can see it there. And her Instagram is Pixie Curio. I will try to get a link in my description so you can check it out. Her stuff is amazing. So this was published by Hay House, and I purchased it, I think, for $22, something like that. I got free shipping because I'm on Prime. This says it's $24.99 US, so somewhere around that price. I just can't believe I finally have my hands on this deck. This actually reminds me a lot of the Bonestone and Earthflesh Tarot that is still in the works. I was able to get my hands on one of like the 300 copies. Is it 500 now? I forget. It's completely sold out. She's only doing one run. I was able to get a copy of it, which I'm super excited. I'm very excited to get it, so obviously when I do, I will be doing a review of it. But this tarot kind of reminds me of it. Like, the art is very, like, the imagery is very different, but the art style is kind of similar. It's very clear with its images, which I'm excited. This deck is one of the decks I was really excited for. Same with the Bonestone and Earthflesh by Avalon. These are just amazing decks. These are decks being created by people who genuinely are in the craft, people who are just living these things, and you can tell by how amazing they are. So I'm going to open this up. The box is very nice. It is wrapped in plastic. Oh, this is interesting. She's got her face here, but it actually does come around. I'm assuming this is one of the cards. You can actually see she has kind of like eyes coming through her eyelids. That's kind of interesting. So let's open it up. This is a 78 card deck with a guidebook. Let's open it up. I have been watching this deck for quite some time, like since she's been doing the art. So probably a year now. I couldn't tell you exactly The amount of time, come on little scissor. I can't tell you the exact amount of time, but it's been some time. And I am very excited to read with this deck. Like every time I see the images, I'm just like reminded how much I love and want this deck. Just every single picture is just stunning. So I'm really excited to show it to you. Like I said, it is on Amazon. It's only like $22, which is amazing considering it's got that feeling of, you know, those personally published decks. I do believe this was sponsored, or yeah, by people ordering it originally, and now it's getting mass produced. So this does still have the feel though of a deck that was like privately produced, which is really exciting. So the box is really beautiful. It's got this kind of matte finish. It does have this like line up the middle. I don't know if you can see that. It's kind of like a ripple. It's kind of interesting. Let's see. The box, it's just interesting how they fold this over, but it's really nice and it's very thick. So let's slides off nice and easy. Oh, beautiful. Okay, so on the inside, this is what the inside looks like. And it says, and into the gray we follow, like 1,000 flickering stars, and there in the sunlight hollow we lose and find what is ours. Dear light and shadow seer, may this may this deck help you to find what is yours. Chris Ann. So this is really beautiful. It's got this, just a lovely box. Great job, Chris Ann. All right, so oh my God. So the book is in here like this. I'm so excited. Oh my God. It's a very thick book, which is great. This is Chris Ann here on the back. Lovely, lovely being. Definitely check out her Instagram. Chris Ann is a deck creator, designer, and magic maker, as well as a brand strategist and owner of Pixel Brand. Let's see, a branding and graphic design company. She has successfully kickstarted 3 independent card decks. There we go. The Sacred Creators Oracle, the Light Seers Tarot, and the Muse Tarot. And she offers unique courses for creators that combine marketing and branding with manifestation and intuition. You can visit her online at chrisann.com. All right, yeah, so the illustration is by her as well. This 78 card tarot deck is a healing tool and guide to explore both the light and shadow sides of our nature. All right, by reimagining the traditional tarot archetypes and symbols in a contemporary boho and intuitive style, the Light Seers Tarot expresses the light and shadow sides of our natures and explores the lessons that can be learned from both. The expressive characters who live within the landscapes of the cards tell stories, ask questions, and provide guidance. This deck is an ideal companion as you seek to uncover the places in your life and in yourself that are most in need of illumination. So what's really cool about this is if you follow her on Instagram, she posts on her stories and things like that, like when she's creating cards, and then she like asks her followers, do you like this thing in it, do you like that thing in it, like she'll like little color differences, objects in the cards. It's really cool. So if you follow her, you can actually kind of be a part of the creation of some of her decks, which is really amazing. So I highly recommend following her. And this is not sponsored in any way, like I just think it's amazing and should share the love. All right, so the Journey of Shadows and Sunshine. All right. We have content here. Dear Light Seer, working and healing with the Light Seers Tarot, the Major Arcana, the Minor Arcana, Wands, Cups, Swords, Pentacles, in the order I like them. About Chris Ann, acknowledgements. Okay, so it looks like this book is 184 pages. All right, so let's see. Oh, so she has a little bit about the Major and Minor Arcana, like what they are. The basics, tarot basics for the new tarot slinger. A note on upright cards and reversals. Some readers use upright cards only, and many a case have been made that there is no need to read with reversals. As the full energy of the human condition is contained within the 78 cards, I believe this to be true. Others prefer to read with reversals, giving us a 156 messages to work with. A reversal is when you pick a card and the image is upside down. I have chosen to include the meanings for upright, light seer, and reversal messages, shadow seer, as keywords in the guidebook. But of course, I leave it up to you how you want to interpret the cards. All right, cool. So she talks about that. Connect with your cards. Readings and spreads. Journal for the win. All right, then she's got a couple spreads here. I think 5, yeah. And then she gets into the major arcana. All right, so it looks like, okay, cool. So it looks like each of the majors gets 2 full pages. She has the upright and the shadow, you know, the light and shadow. And then she has like a keyword phrase, I'm ready to give birth to my abundantly rich future. That's for the Empress. This Gaian Empress radiates fertile energy. So she goes into the whole thing. So that's for each one. And it looks like she goes into that for every single card, including the minors, which is really cool. So if you are just starting to read tarot, this might be a really awesome deck. From the images I've seen, they're very clear. So this would probably be a really good beginner's deck. But it also looks like it goes into depth, and also from the images I can see that you can glean so much. So I feel like this could be beginner to intermediate deck to master very easily. All right, we're already 12 minutes in. All right, and let's get to the cards. All right, so we have the cards in here like this, and it just has a little paper thing around it. I'm so happy about that. That's what the bottom of the box looks like. That's so nice. Beautiful. Don't you guys just love art? Don't you just love art? Oh, I need to be careful with this. The tape is slightly, do you see this? It's like slightly onto the deck. No, come on. Maybe I can just rip it. We're safe. All right, so this is the back of the deck. Beautiful. I love that backing. It's so beautiful. Let me see if I can get a good card comparison. Where is that Wild Unknown deck? I just had it. It was just here. Oh, I think I moved it. Okay, so the card size is roughly the same. This is the same size as a Wild Unknown. So it looks like it's about the same. So traditional tarot card size. All right, are we ready to get into the deck? All right, so freaking beautiful. Oh my gosh. Okay, so the cardstock is a bit thin, which is unfortunate because this is such a beautiful, beautiful deck. It's okay. It is, this actually looks slightly bent. I don't know if you guys can see that. See that? Like, so the card quality itself is not great. I'm assuming when she published this on her own, the quality was probably better. The images are still stunning, but it's unfortunate because I think a lot of companies don't realize how much readers, for one, use these decks consistently. They kind of need to take a little bit of a beating, but also we see them as very sacred spiritual tools. And when it doesn't have that quality, it just doesn't feel as yummy. And so I think a lot of companies like Hay House and things like that don't really understand the real deep meaning behind these tools. And here's the thing, this is a $22 deck, right? I would have totally been willing to spend 30 or even 40 possibly on this deck to have that extra quality. And so I think that's really important for these companies to remember. But I'm here for the art, honestly. It's the intuition, what these cards can give. And, you know, I have decks of all different shapes and sizes and quality. I mean, we all know the Tarot Vampires is like, you know, and this is only a little bit better than that, which is really unfortunate. So that aside, let's get into the art. So this is the Fool. I love this so much. She's got so much going on here. Okay, so last time I looked at the video, I didn't hold the cards up for very long. So I really do want you guys to be able to see the beauty of this deck. So the Magician, wow. See this art, like it's just like unbelievable. So guys, I do want your take when you like to watch card reviews. Do you like looking down at them on a table? What is your preference? Do you like to get through the deck really quickly just so you can get a quick look at it, or do you really want to get a good look at the deck? That's really beautiful. That's the cover. And it's cool. See, it's got these like aspects of, you know, the original in there subtly. All right, the Empress. This is so amazing. These cards are just stunning. Chris Ann, next level. Oh my God. Next level. Oh, she's got fish and like tree branches in her hair and fish. It's so stunning. The Emperor. Ooh, I like that. I believe that's Mars he's sitting on. And then it's got the goat head and the chess piece here. I like that. Oh, and the Ankh. He's got the Ankh on his arm. You see that? So amazing. Oh. The Hierophant. That's different. It's like the spiritual journey, spirituality. I kind of like that. I find that a lot of the newer tarot decks, they're leaning less into like the traditional religious piece and more of like the spiritual path. It could be ancient ways of learning, you know, it could be that, but they're not leaning into that religion piece, which I think is really cool. Now, I feel like if it was in reverse, you could kind of bring in that dogmatic piece of religion or spirituality. All right. See, all of these, oh, I am so bummed. Is this all of them? Okay, so guys, like, just full disclosure, I like my reading, you know, my reviews to be complete. There is a solid bend in every single one of these cards. See that right there? All of them. How is that even possible? Is that how they're coming off, like, the conveyor belt? That's really annoying. I don't even know if there's a way to fix that. It's gonna bother me. That's so unfortunate. Comment down below if you've gotten this deck before and if you had the same thing. I'm curious if this is a printing error. Because it seems weird that they would all have it. It must have, I don't know. Anyway. All right, we've got the Lovers. That is gorgeous. This deck, the art is just unreal. But I love, they've got sacred geometry in here. They've got all kinds of stuff. This is amazing. All right, we've got the Chariot. That's interesting. Whoa. Strength. That's an interesting card. I'm not sure I'm in love with it, which is funny because I'm all into the feline stuff, but I'm not sure how much I love that card. I'm not usually super drawn into the strength card, so maybe that's part of it. We have the Hermit. Beautiful. The Wheel. Ooh, I like that. She's got the dice on her neck. You see that? Justice. Interesting. I want to look up some of these meanings because this is very interesting here. Maybe this has to do with karmic, like past lives and like the soul journey. It's kind of how I see a lot of guys, I can't even tell you, this bend in these cards is like really bothering me. Every time I pick it up, it's like it's there. It's like shining at me. It's really unfortunate. I don't think I've ever had a deck where that's bothered me so much. Like something that has like, because usually it's like one or two cards or it's something you can get out of, but this is like every single card. It's so unfortunate. All right, the Hang, I know, it's like I keep harping on it, but like it's every card. Again, just like remembering like that these are sacred tools. These should be produced as sacred tools. That's gorgeous though. Like the art makes it all worth it. But like, it's those little things, you know? Oh, death, rebirth. Oh, that's interesting that they added the rebirth piece. That's cool. It's a beautiful card. That's gorgeous. I love her art. Oh my God, it's just next level. Wow. Wow, so amazing. Temperance. I like their like diversity in these cards. These are really cool. That's really awesome. Whoa. Ooh, yummy. We've got the devil card. That's really intense. This is interesting with the puppet down here. It's intense. All right, the tower. Interesting. That's really beautiful. All right, the star. Interesting. I'm not sure if I'm in love with that card or not. Like, I definitely get like the idea behind it, but I'm not sure I'm in love with it. Maybe going back to your soul journey, your authenticity, connecting into your soul star, kind of. Like, I definitely get the imagery. I'm just not sure I'm in love with it. All right, we have the moon. Okay, interesting. Beautiful. All of these are gorgeous pieces of art for sure. The sun. Oh, that's amazing. That just vibrating right off the card like that. That's wild. Judgment. Ooh. It's intense. And the world. Whoa. Sorry, I just looked at the next card. The world. Beautiful. All right, so now we're getting into the minor arcana. These are still bent. It must have been bent after the deck was like put together because how do you bend an entire deck? Like, you'd have to like really wail on it, and it's not on both sides. I honestly don't understand. Maybe it got hit. Ace of Wands. Holy crap. That like intuition, that spark, that idea. Wow. Just wow. All right, we've got Two of Wands. Gorgeous. All right, I'm going to go through these a little quicker just so we can get through them all. Three of Wands. Interesting. Five of Wands. Let's see here. Six. Ooh. That's interesting. I want to dive deep. There's a handful of cards that I just don't really super connect with, and I always feel like my intuition doesn't really know fully what to do with them. Actually, that's not true. My intuition does usually know what to do with them. It's like, but like the meanings kind of elude me a little bit. So there's a couple cards like that. I want to research these cards, you know, like tarot is all about always learning. There's always a deeper message. And as much as I definitely have meanings for all of the cards and like I read, like there's always cards that I'm like, I want to feel deeper. I want to have a deeper relationship with that card. Because some of them some cards I have real deep relationships with and others not so much. And so I would like to dive deeper into that. I'll give you an example. Like the pentacles and the cups, like I really feel into those. And then the wands and the swords, not as much. But it depends on the card too. That's really pretty. Yeah, I really do like the diversity in this deck for sure. It's really refreshing. Was that 9? Yeah, it was. 10. That's cool. I like that. Page of Wands. That's another thing. I think, I mean, maybe I feel like this is kind of like in general kind of the thing, but I feel like also connecting in, oh, that's fun. Connecting into the court cards can be a little bit challenging too, depending on how you decide to read them. Oh, wow. Oh, Queen of Wands. She's rocking that. Oh, love that. So good. Ooh, King of Wands. Damn. Damn. Oh, beautiful. So I'd like to dive deeper into court cards as well. That's gorgeous. Love that. Ace of Cups. Oh my God. Two of Cups. Oh, I love this. Is like connection, teamwork, co-creation. Love that. I feel like in this deck too, like the Two of Cups can, like, I often see Two of Cups as being like soulmates, teamwork, that kind of thing. And then the Lovers is like that love energy. But in this, I really feel like the Lovers card is more about passion and that like love and that intensity. And this is more like the teamwork or co-creation piece, which I really think is cool. So I like how each of these cards really have like a solid feeling to them. Three of Cups, that's really lovely. I love this deck, guys. Like, aside from that little, like, the cardstock not being great, which, again, the bend in it would probably be fixed if the cardstock was better, so, like, the irony is there. But, yeah, aside from the cardstock, everything about this deck is stunning. Four of Cups. Interesting. I like that. But the deck, I mean, this art just gives me life. Like, I can't. Five of Cups. Ooh. Mm-hmm. Oh my God, heartstrings. Jeez. Oh, look at that. So cute. Ooh, I love this. And I also love the masculine energy that is in this deck. Sometimes decks, I feel like, just lean really into the feminine, and this is really awesome. Even though this deck could feel feminine in its entirety, the divine masculine energy in this deck is just beautiful, and I feel like really authentic and unique. Nine of Cups. Ooh. Like that. Boom. Love it. I love the movement in these cups. That's cool. Beautiful. Page of Cups. Kind of like puppy love. It's interesting. The pig, oh, when pigs fly, kind of wishy-washy, I think. That's interesting. I feel like this deck might actually be really helpful for tapping into the energy of the court card. So it's interesting that I brought that up. Ooh, that is a sexy man. So handsome. So beautiful. I'd go on that date. Ooh. That's beautiful. Yes, queen. All the people in this, like, I want to be friends with them. Oh, King of Cups. Interesting. Kind of like the older teacher. I like that. Kind of in his prime, prime to late years. Like, I love that. That's beautiful. Ace of Swords. Ooh. Definitely that mental piece for sure. Being pulled in two directions. That's kind of interesting. Interesting. Oh, wow. It's really funny because I think she's supposed to be like yelling, but it almost looks like she's yawning. But it could also just be like strain and tired and fatigue. Like, I could see all of that in there for sure. Fashuas. Oh, I love this. Four of Swords. That rest piece. See, usually I have this as the meditation card, but I think in this deck I would read it as rest, replenishment for sure. Like, it's a meditation, replenishing the mind, body, spirit, that whole thing. It's all in there for sure. Five of Swords. There's blood on that mountain. Intense. Six of Swords. Seven of Swords. There's a lot of crows in this. I wonder if have I just been missing that there's like an animal totem for each energy? Did I miss that? Probably. Nope, we've got wands. And then there's the bowls. So I think the crows or ravens, are kind of like the swords in this, if that makes sense. And what is this? This is probably 8 of Swords, yeah. That's what I love about this deck, is like you can look at the picture and basically know what card it is. I think that's really good art. I mean, there are some decks that are really abstract and I like that, but there's certain decks that I like, but I look at the card and I'm like, why is that the art for that card? Like, how does this image help me into understanding this card better? And I understand, that can help intuitively, because you can just go way off the path of what the card really means, and that can be good. If you really connect with the deck, that can be awesome. Or different people just see different things in the art. That's fine too. But some of them I'm just like, why that piece of art? 9 of Swords. Ooh. But this deck, I feel like you could almost know which card was which. 10 of Swords. Interesting. Oh, is this the deck? I think this was the deck. I could be completely wrong, but where she had a different 10 of Swords that was like super intense when she first published it. And then she decided to change it. Was it this deck? I don't remember, because this is interesting. Like, this does not feel 10 of Swords to me. I feel like it was this deck. If you know what I'm talking about, or if this is the deck, or if it's not the deck, let me know. Comment down below if you know. All right, we got Page of Swords. Ooh, I like that. Yeah, I feel like this is a good deck for learning the court cards. Like, again, the images are very clear, and I feel like this could be really helpful for that. So I feel like this would be an awesome beginner deck. Like, also, comment down below, do you guys want me to do a video on, like, decks that I would, like, if you're getting into tarot, like, would be great beginner decks? Because I have a lot of decks, and I know a lot of people are delving into their spirituality. They're using Oracle and Tarot for the first time. They're getting into it. They're being ooh, she's beautiful. They're getting into their intuition for the first time. They're having a desire to help people and assist people in all different ways, and Tarot and Oracle is a huge part of that. So do you guys want me to do a video on, like, Ace of Pentacles? On my suggested beginner decks? Is that something that you'd be interested in? And also, do you want a, like, kind of intermediate deck video? Because I think I have enough decks where I could do that. And then I could do one for Tarot and I could do one for Oracle. So definitely comment down below if that resonates with you. 2 of Pentacles. Oh, I remember when she was designing this one. That's so beautiful. I love that. Oh yeah, like the balance between spirit and physical. I love that. That's so cool. Spot on. Ooh, 3 of Pentacles. Love that. I love this. And maybe this is just the way I read them, but I feel like most of these cards, if not all of them, like resonate with, like, the meaning I have for them. 4 of Pentacles. Oh, God. Beautiful. So gorgeous. Look at that woman. She's just divinely gorgeous. Pentacles. It's cool. 6 of Pentacles. Oh, I like that. Oh, guys, this is getting me even more excited for the Bonestone and Earthflash, because I know the art from that and I'm just, like, living for it. Ooh, 7 of Pentacles. Oh, I love that one. That's so good. Getting it out of, like, that typical garden imagery and getting it closer into that plant growth. I love that. 8 of Pentacles. Ooh, I love that. Gorgeous. Oh, the colors in these are just phenomenal. Oh, my God. Honing your craft. Right on, baby. 9 of Pentacles. Oh, I love her. She's so happy. 10 of Pentacles. Oh, I love it. Oh, and you've got that Kabbalah up there. Kabbalah? Kabbalah? How do you guys pronounce it? Oh my God, I want her outfit. Page of Pentacles. Yummy. Ooh, she's beautiful. She's sexy. She's sexy. Yum. Knight of Pentacles. Cool, cool. I like that. The walking, like that slow pace, but still moving forward. Love that. This deck. Oh my god. Queen of Pentacles. Ooh, she's such Earth Mama. Love that. And I don't mean the YouTuber, even though she's also divine and beautiful and Earth Mama, but that's the word that comes to me right there. Ooh, King of Pentacles. Yum. I feel like the older men in this like are almost like they're young but with gray hair, and I think that's interesting. Maybe they're all vegan. All right, guys, so that was the Light Seers Tarot. I am just so stoked to read with this deck. Oh my god, it is. I don't think there was a picture that I genuinely didn't like. There was like a couple that I was like, maybe, but like still phenomenal, still deep and intuitive and gorgeous. I highly recommend getting this deck. Again, I don't know if maybe like this like little bend is unique. I wonder if there's a way I can fix it. Probably not. Honestly, like, yeah, that kind of bothers me. I might put it, you know, in the, it's interesting. I think it kind of goes down like this too. I might put that in a review. Oh, see, the back doesn't have it. These last cards don't have it. Oh, yes, they do. I'm so confused by this. So I may put that in my review, just not as like a complaint, but rather as like, so whoever's printing these knows that this has happened. I don't know. Like, again, comment down below if you have this deck. Does yours have that? Is this like a printing error? Is this not being careful when they're putting the cards together? I don't know. Personally, though, as a reading tool and as something, and I collect decks for the art. Like, they're amazing. Like, I love reading with them 100%. And I mean, that's like my excitement. But I collect many decks because I love the art. I love how the art tips off my intuition. I love how it just brings this clarity. I find art very spiritual. And this deck, oh my god, for art-wise, this is probably one of my favorite decks. I have a lot of decks. And they're all very different. I mean, if we're going to be real, like, I love both of these decks. This has unicorns on it. And this is, like, these are very different decks, but, like, they're both amazing. And I love the art. And I'd love to hear from you guys. It's like, why do you, if you collect decks, do you do it for the art? Do you do it because you're looking for the right deck, and then once you find it, that's it? Like, why do you collect decks if you do? Because I'd love to hear from you. As a Taurus, I love collecting. I like opening things. I like working with each energies. I like feeling that physical piece. And oh my god, I'm just so excited to read with this deck. I have to say, I usually do pull a few cards from the deck. I'm really feeling like I want to hold off and read for myself with this. Like, that's just kind of like my feeling on it. But I feel like you guys are going to want me to read with it. Yeah, that bend. It's like all the way through the back. I don't know if you're going to be able to see it. Do you see that? Like, it's right there. It's like through the whole deck. Oh, that's such a bummer. Like, I don't really want to, like, return it. I have no interest in returning it. Maybe I'll order another one and see if it does have that, if it really bothers me. And maybe I'll use these for, like, no. I love this deck. This deck is amazing. We'll see what happens. So, should I pull a couple cards? Should I? There's something very, like, strong about my need to keep a deck, like, in order, which is ridiculous for obvious reasons, because, you gotta read with it. All right, I'll pull a couple cards. I'm gonna take a few deep breaths. All right, let's shuffle this baby. Oh god. Oh, see, they bend so easily. See that? This is probably why they are bent. I wonder if someone shuffled this before. Maybe that's part of it. I don't. Like, this is another thing. If there's anybody who's watching this who's a part of a company who, like, makes decks, this is the problem, okay? when the cardstock is too easily bent, your cards bend, and it makes it hard to just like get into that flow when you're worried about your deck getting ruined. So please, maybe if I go like this, maybe it'll go in the other direction. Can I go like that? That helps a little bit. I don't usually like to shuffle my deck upside down, but you know what? I'll go with the cards. All right, so I'm going to read with this. This is a message for whoever is, this is a message for whoever is watching this video. This could be when I put it up. This could be in 2 years from now, but this is a message that you need to hear from Spirit. I'm also going to use this as a little bit of a way to like kind of dive into the energy of this deck a little bit. And as I always say, when you first get a deck, sometimes you get a real intense energy because, you know, a certain suit will come up more because it's not as shuffled as it will be, you know, in a few months when you've like done a bunch of readings. So sometimes I almost use that to go like, okay, like what is the energy of this deck? Like what is the feeling behind this deck? I feel like this deck could be water or earth, but I also feel that source energy. So we will see what's meant to come up. I once had a deck, I think it was the Lynn Strider, where when I did my first reading, it was like 15 of like the major arcana and then like 2 regulars, like 2 minor arcana. And I was like, oh my God, so intense. All right, so let's just do a quick spread here. Yeah, see the deck is like, see how it's like bent like that? I feel like I keep harping on it, but it's those little things that are, it's like, this is a beautiful piece of art. I'd like it to be honored in the way it's created because, you know, Chris Ann put so much effort into this and obviously she like clearly cares. So I hope, you know, this is kind of one of those things where, because like a lot of like publishers have like just one way, one kind of cardstock they use for their decks, and like the person doesn't really get a huge say in it. It's unfortunate. Okay, let's dive in here. Ooh. No. When the cards speak. Let's see what, ooh, let's see what this deck has to say. I know we're going on like 45 minutes here, so let's get into it. So the first cards that wanted to come out, the Sun. I really felt this card when I saw it. It's like this energy radiating out really intensely, and I do feel like this is what this deck is. It's warm, it's inviting, it's like soul created, and I love that. And 10 of Cups, beautiful. So exactly, like soul created happiness, beautiful energy coming forward. This is the energy that this deck really holds. So I really love that. So let's get into the reading for this video. What is the message this deck is trying to tell us? What are we here for? The Hierophant. Okay. So we have the Hierophant here. So the Hierophant here is about spirituality. It's about diving deep. I really feel like this is about that soul journey, right? I almost feel like he's tripping, like he's on some sort of like psychedelic high. He's like tapping into spirit. So I feel like this is what this deck is about. You know, the 10 of Cups, that spiritual, emotional, deep, heart-centered energy. Then we have the Sun. Also, he's happy as hell. Like, and I think this is about the happiness of the soul journey, the intense, euphoric energy of the soul journey. What's going to assist us is 8 of Swords. Interesting. So I feel like this is saying releasing the stories we have. This is interesting. I feel like she's doing shadow work. Like she's looking into the mirror at like the inner shadow work pieces that are like holding her hostage, even though she isn't. So I feel like this deck, and also what Spirit is telling us, is as we dive into this euphoric experience of Spirit, allow yourself to also dive into those shadows, because if you hold that light within you and you dive in and you surround it in this yummy goodness, you're going to help alleviate those stories. This is about the sword, so it's like diving into the stories you have that is like holding you and letting yourself be like fully present. That's what's going to assist you. What's going to hinder us? The Magician. Interesting. So I feel like this is like not owning our power to create the reality we want. Not understanding that we have the absolute power to dictate what our reality is going to be, how we're going to come to our journey. A lot of us feel very much in a victim space right now. We're like, oh, so much is happening, the planets, the people, the stuff. And it's like, we're not owning our power for true creation. We are inherently creators. What's going along with that? Ace of Wands. All right, not trusting our spark, not trusting that we have that fertile energy within us to create, not trusting our intuition. Oh, look at this. We twinsies. Not trusting that inner fertility that we have to really genuinely create the reality we want. Oftentimes we're like, I have all this, like these ideas, but we don't believe that we have the actual power to get it off the ground, right? All right, now our card from Spirit to pinpoint here, we have Four of Pentacles. All right, so I feel like that's saying, again, like we're kind of hoarding. We're in this lack mentality. We're not really like honoring like our infinite abundance. We're kind of still holding back and not really trusting that we can genuinely create everything and anything we want. Anything and everything. And then the main card for this whole reading is the Empress. Freaking gorgeous. So that ultimate abundance. That's so interesting. Spirit was pointing out our lack mentality here, and then it comes through, but the whole message is that you are fertile. You have so much energy behind you. The only reason you're not creating the reality you want is because you're not trusting your creative ability. What's going to assist is working through those shadows. That's hugely important. So this deck, I am so excited. Let me know if this reading resonated with you. I definitely can appreciate this reading. For me, I think this deck is going to be phenomenal. I think this is going to be the deck I do my weekly readings with for a while because it is just yummy. Oh my God. This is going to be one of my favorite decks for like a long time. Yes, I'm so excited to share this with you. Definitely comment down below if you like this deck, if you're going to purchase this deck. If you have purchased this deck, let me know. And give this a like and hit subscribe if you want to see more videos like this in the future, and hit that notification bell wherever it is so that you can get notified when I post, because oftentimes YouTube is not good at that. And if you'd like to follow me on my other social media platforms, those are in the description down below, along with my Etsy shop, where I do have personal readings that you can purchase, so I can do personal readings for you and other magical soul journey tools that I offer. So thank you so much for watching. I love you guys so much. I'm so excited for this deck. I will try to get the link to Chris Ann's Instagram, so definitely check her out. She's amazing. She's such a divine being, and her art is just, as you can see, phenomenal. Thank you so much for watching, guys. You are such a blessing. You are beautiful. Many blessings. Namaste. And don't forget, it is all about the soul journey. Bye.